Apparently, we are visible now.
We're gonna get to this. I had to like change up some of the things that I wanted or that was important to me in a man. I'm not gonna lie, like when I was in my 20s and 30s, like there were certain things like right out the gate if they said, I'm like, turn off. And they were superficial things.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie.
You have to forget about having a type. Well, standards and types are two different things, but for me personally, I had a type. They had to be 6'1" muscles, high yellow
6'2",
fellas.
220 muscles.
Yeah.
And run a 4'40".
They began to give me headaches. They gave me so much hell that I said, you know what, I want an ugly dude. Okay.
I tell people that are single that say, girl, he's not my type, and I try to hook him up, and I said, girl, your type don't fuck with you.
Right.
Your type that you like doesn't like you.
I feel like types, sometimes people look at it when you're like, oh, I have a type, that can be looked at as shallow. And, you know, that's not really a nice characteristic. So I say don't put what you like on the back burner, but try to forget about having a type. But it is definitely okay to have standards because say your standard is your man, he can't have a criminal record, he can't, he has to make a certain amount of money. That's okay, because if you're used to living a certain way.
Like so good in bed though.
Because they're bad.
I heard on the street, it's not me. It's
I mean, that's just some people's standard. Like if you want a man, if he has a record, he can't get a job, then that's going to mess with your financial standard.
I don't want a man that done killed somebody. I could deal with you being on paperwork as being like a felon or something like that, you know what I mean? But I do not want you coming home telling me how you just popped the nigga who owed you this.
So you want like a cute felon, like a felon, like
I don't even like pretty boys.
But not I mean cute. I mean like something that's like not a
like
serious.
yeah. So you could
Just
talk
hustle,
about it, like
trying to pay bills type.
You could talk about it. I just like
criminal life.
I want to. Well, not that I want it because I have exactly what I want, and he kind of he fit the description. I wanted a street man who wasn't a street nigga. Like there's a difference to that.
You want to have a backbone. You want to feel safe when you with them, but you don't want them catching cases everywhere.
I don't want nobody running up to us with a gun to us. I just.
Right, so everybody can hear us now. Everything good. We won't apologize for the technical difficulties we had just now. I could have sent something. I wonder if it's got this update that I gotta do. Anyhow, we are back. We thank you for your patience. So you just would have heard Claudia Jordan on her show. Was that Talk Out Loud?
Out loud, I think.
Out Loud, yeah.
You said they can't hear you, Neil. Just check that your microphone is on.
Yeah, my microphone on. They should be able to hear me now. Yes, please see and hear now. Yes, thank you, Safia. Good night, everybody. Right, so we're back on to the thing now. And for those of you who are joining us and wondering what is going on, we are continuing the discussion from Tuesday where we were talking about lowering your expectations and people kind of holding on to these standards that they have of wanting a man that is this, or well, man or woman, let's be fair. But we generally see in women, they want this, they want that, they want the next. And the more you go, it's a less of the percentage of the population that you're actually attracting. Actually, it's so significant, it's under 5%. Especially you're talking about a man that is tall, talking about a man that's making more money, a man that is, good in bed, all of these things. The more and more you add on, the more and more it is going to be harder for you to find that person. So Derek started some conversation. We just had some clips from Claudia Jordan on her show. So let's go again, Derek.
Yeah, I found it interesting. You heard the perspectives of the ladies on the panel. And they said, they needed a guy to be 6 feet. And then they started, in the other clips, they talked about, one lady even said she needed a guy with, he doesn't have to be a criminal, but he could be like a soft kind of criminal. Like she doesn't have a problem with him having felonies and stuff like that, but she doesn't want him to be like actively a criminal. Yeah. And the reason behind that, you heard it coming out. Protection, right? That was one of the things they mentioned in the clip.
Yeah.
And if you heard some of the side talk, they said the bad boys are better in bed, apparently.
Yeah.
Right? So, and maybe go back to what we talked about on Tuesday. Ladies want financial independence. So that was one of the things that the lady in the pink said. You gotta go a particular kind of job, you gotta be making a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Financial independence, sex appeal. That's what you want the rude boy. You want the rude boy for protection as well. Right? So even though they don't quite put it as eloquently as bold.com, you see this, there's certain things that the ladies are looking for in potential partners. And you have to ask the question, what are you willing to do to get what you want? Right? And then that's where I ask the question today, do you have the leverage to get what you want? No. Yesterday morning, I got up and, you know, we all do the same thing. We go to the bathroom, whatever. Depending on where your cellular device is. But you either roll over and check it same time, or you get up, do the necessary stuff in the bathroom and all that, and then you check your phone. I checked my phone yesterday morning, and I had received the same message about 3 or 4 times, right? And then whilst responding to people about that, I got that message another 3 or 4 times. Somebody even tagged the show in this particular message.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and yeah, they tagged us in that particular message. And tagged me personally, which I found particularly
They meant you.
humorous.
They did not mean me.
Yeah,
They meant the
yeah.
Senate, and they meant Derek Marshall.
Clearly.
Not
And,
Neil Hoyt.
I just found it interesting. You know, I don't know if we could get that on screen, Neil.
Sure. Just give me. Keep talking. I got to pull it up here. I think I
got you.
Yeah. Good man.
I just found it particularly interesting because of the conversation that was going down, and then I think people seem to feel like I get offended at these conversations. I don't. I am not so easily triggered. As a matter of fact, I am often very amused in the comment section. The comment section is usually where I go and get my entertainment, right? And I don't know, you got it there, Neil?
Wait, a lot of it.
Yeah, the comment section is where I get my entertainment. Now, this guy, he made a post, or rather, he didn't make the post. The post came from the Chase Files, run by Stephanie Chase. So shout out Stephanie. And she was just recounting what a colleague of hers, she said, I think, has shared with her, and she shared it on Facebook.
Yeah, I got it here now.
Right? And
tell me
I have to say,
when you want it.
You can put it on screen when you're ready. I have to say, the ladies flew into the comment section with all the vitriol they could find, all the shaming language and the insults, all the guilt tripping. I saw a couple of men in the comment section as well, pandering and appeasing, if you want to call it that. And again, as usual, I found it very amusing to me, because I find we are so easily triggered, to reuse the term, that we kind of miss the point that is really the crux of the matter, and we kind of overlook that because we get an emotional response. We get up in our feelings, and we kind of miss what's being said.
Right.
In fairness, well, this is very small, but in fairness,
yeah, it's very small. They're trying to work
given
on
who he was talking to. Oh, then again, I don't know who he was talking to, because it could have been a one-on-one conversation. We don't know the relationship between the writer and Stephanie, so we can't speak to that. And they will use a particular kind of language based on their relationship. I don't know if the intent was for this to be shared, but it was. And if it was supposed to be intentionally shared, kudos to this guy for being the guy who's standing up tall and saying what he has to say unashamedly. So, there we go. The following was written by my colleague Ramel Miller. Big up Ramel Miller. I want to have Ramel Miller on the show. Anybody that knows Ramel Miller, tell him, shout me or Neil, and we'll have a discussion with him next week if we can, right? So I'm sharing because it's a valid perspective coming from a happily married man. Let me stop right there. Stephanie Chase is a woman. Just so that we are clear, she's a very married woman, from what I understand. At least was. I don't know if she still is, but she's a married woman. A woman. And she's saying that this is a valid perspective coming from a happily married man. Right? Yeah, just keep it up there, Neil.
All
'Cause
right, let me put it back at here. So
yeah,
right,
I can read it.
yeah, back there.
Right? Are we talking about the leverage to get what you want in a relationship, right? That's why this is important. This stuff is pertinent. Do your best, ladies. Even though a lot of this may not apply to you, let's focus on the point. Do not let us get caught up in buzzwords, catchphrases. Let us remember this is a man's perspective. He's going to speak like a man. Men are cost benefit calculators. We go logically. This is how men speak. Do not expect men to speak like women. We are not the same. Good. Here we go. As usual, I encourage you to read and feel free to share your views respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
I found that hilarious because after I read the first paragraph, I knew that all the respect was going to go through the window for the time the comment section was open. So here we go. Assets and liabilities. Women, how many of you with sons would approve of your son coming home one day and saying, "Mommy, I found a woman with 4 kids from 4 different men, and I was never married to any of them, but I am going to marry her"? How many of you want that deal for your son? If not, why? Now you understand how a lot of us men view some of you who keep devaluing yourselves like this. All right, Ramel. I let you, Ramel. You're a real, you got some big cojones, right? And I can ask a question here in the chat. Ladies in the chat, gentlemen in the chat too, right? Because if you think that, 4 kids, 4 different daddies is a good deal, say yes. If you don't think it's a good deal, just type no in the chat and we can keep it trucking, right? I think you scroll up for me, Neil, or this is, I can continue from here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, if none of the 4 children fathers thought you fit for marriage, why should my son be the jackass among that illustrious group of men who laid with you? A woman's assets need to outweigh her liabilities for a man to jump at that deal and snap her up. Your youth is an asset, your body is an asset, your womb is an asset. Why are you giving them away for practically nothing? Stop turning your assets into liabilities by having multiple children from multiple different men without the coverage of marriage. Now, here's the thing. Again, Ramel, I like you, right? We've never met, but Ramel, I like you. You are the hero that we need, not the hero we deserve, right? You are the hero that we need. Ramel, I would say this, but I would probably find a way to say a little bit more delicately than this, right? I mean, it's the same things we say here every night, right, Neil? But this dude is just like all in.
Yep.
And I think part of the issue that the ladies had is that it seems so cold and so calculating to say your youth is an asset. Your body your womb is an asset. So here it is. This sounds like, for want of a better word, cattle, right?
Which is hilarious to me because, anyhow, you go ahead. You talk because my turn gonna come.
And he said, stop turning your assets into liabilities by having multiple children from multiple different men without the coverage of marriage. And, we say that all the time, Neil.
I mean,
we say that all the time. And the ladies did the dog, as you could probably imagine.
They had a time.
Yeah. But I want to ask a question. Who thinks that 4 children from 4 different from 4 different partners, man or woman?
I was just about to say it don't matter.
Man or woman, who thinks that 4 different children from 4 different fathers is a good deal? And if you think it's a good deal for you, do you think it's a good deal for your son or daughter? That's the question I want to ask tonight. So here's the challenge. The person with 4 children and 4 different fathers, you don't have any leverage to to get what you want. So now you're going into a relationship situation. It's going to be a bad deal. It is going to end up being a bad deal for you. And if you are fortunate enough to get somebody who is interested in taking that bad deal, right? Because here's the challenge. 4 different children, 4 children, 4 different parents, right? 4 different fathers, 4 different mothers. If I as a man decide I'm going to take on a woman with 4 different fathers, right? Okay, it's me and you, boo. We going out tonight. We got to interact. Let me say I got to deal with these 4 different fathers on some level, at least one of them. I'm going to have to deal with one of them on some level. At least one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. I don't know, because they're clearly the kind of characters that kind of bounce in and bounce out. I don't know what we're really dealing with in that regard in terms of personalities.
I just saying, listen to me. For you going far in this thing, but you go long, God.
Yeah.
It got so, very simple. It's a very simple thing for me, but you go ahead.
Let me talk some maths. You know, I was never good at math, Neil. It was never my favorite subject.
You improve on this subject, though.
Yeah. But let me talk basic math. We going out, it's me and you. And I say, you know what? All right, coming over by you. I do like my boy Steve. Shout out Steve. I stop in at Chicken Barn for some food.
Not Chicken Barn.
And they bring in some Chicken Barn for me and you.
Uh-huh.
But you got 4 of them home. So now I got my Chicken Barn 4. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 different mobs.
Better buy Chinese. For 2, how much?
For $237.75. Right? I gotta buy food for 6 people. Right? Or I could be a real frigate man and just turn up with food for me and you. The rest of them break for themselves. What happened. But I would be a dog if I do that.
You would be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I am forced, because to do that, the man that does that is telling you how he feels about the situation. He turns up with food, or well, you turn up with no food, because you eat already. Mm-hmm. He comes to lash and dash. So if you got the 4 of them, it is a terrible deal.
Not good at all.
A terrible deal, right? But when they came in the comments, they looked at it as a case of, this, and I love how, you know, when we can't really find a way to defend the argument, we attack the man. So we go ad hominem, right? And now we hear, just say that you hate women. This is misogynist. This is toxic. This is
patriarchy.
Patriarchy was one of the words I saw come out in the discussion.
Archaic.
Ask yourself. Archaic was another word used. Ask yourself, did my guy tell any lies? Now, I get that the language used might have been a little bit cold. It might be a little bit triggering. I get that. But did he tell any lies?
Man, tell no lies. But here's my thing there. If I could interject quickly.
Go ahead, buddy.
Right? For me, right? Because I had a friend of mine read that. And, you know, as they're reading, they give it It was a woman. But then I asked her straight, let's be honest, right? I don't know how you feel about it or not. In terms of, you know, the language does come over cold, and it does seem as though you're telling women what to do with their body. But let's be honest. If a man step to you as a woman, you see me, you like me, and I tell you, yeah, I got 4 children from 4 mothers, different mothers. What are you going to be asked? What are your questions going to be? Your questions are, your red flag immediately is, why this man ain't committing? Because it's often good to be the hero in your story, right? When you're recounting things. When you're recounting things and you're saying, oh, she do this and she do that. But you can't be the hero in every story, though. Especially when you got 4 children, mothers. 4 children. And
let me use the Bayesian.
Child matters.
Child matters.
Yeah, child matters. You got 3 child. You got 4 child. I despise it. I despise it. Don't call me the child father. But the point is, if you can look and tell yourself, yeah, I would not date a man with 4 children from 4 different women. Shoot, you might not even date a man with 4 children from 1 woman. The point is that you are essentially thinking the same way as how my man here talking. right? Yes, he's going into specifics, talking about your youth, your body, your womb, and we can agree to disagree. We can think that the language is cold or what have you, but he does have a point. The point is that we give up the goods too much. We accept the goods too quickly. Sorry, you understand? Like, we go into things after a week or two, we in bed sleeping together and whatever, and then we like, you know what? You might get the fronts, or I get the fronts with the woman. She's my girlfriend now. What do you know about this person? What do you know about this person really? To say, I want to marry this person, or I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, or this third person can make a good parent. Now, if you go into it, you have sex with the person or whatever, and the child comes immediately. The first thing, like, don't the woman or child come? Well, this person is somebody that you've evaluated to be a mother, to be a father, and then you vex when you realize you then using the vernacular child mother and child father to describe someone that you have gotten so distant from and you despise. Because we don't ever, there's a phrase that is going around in my atmosphere called marry before you carry, right? And I think that's apt. I am at the stage in my life where I don't know if I want more children, but if I do have another child, it will be with my wife. That's as simple as it is. I am going to get married because I am not going to just out here letting go children. So, and
that Nick Cannon action.
That Nick Cannon action, and then who suffers in all of this? The children.
Yep.
You understand? So at the end of the day, right? My man, you could feel however you want to feel, how he talking. You may think that he talking about having agency over your parts and talking about, you could talk whatever you want to talk about. At the end of the day, right? The man, he ain't like. You have to be responsible and take accountability for your actions, whether it is one child, 4 children, multiple child fathers and child mothers, or one. Yeah, I hit it. It's boiling my blood.
It's Tanya in the chat.
Yeah, good night, Tanya.
Only today you crossed my mind. Never saying haven't seen you in a little bit.
Yep.
Good to see you as always. Safia is saying, Safia, I just call you Safia all the time. Is Safia or Sophia? Give me a little phonetic breakdown there so for me. I don't want a man with 4 children from 4 different mothers. Yes, I would be asking why he didn't commit. And don't be telling me she do this and that you are blameless. Correct. And it goes the other way.
Amen.
Mark is saying you can't go wrong with Jade Garden, and that might probably be the only place you can eat to feed all those mouths.
True.
Yeah. Justin said it's a bad deal for a man to take. Safia asked why. And to that, Justin said the physical aspect of it, the fact that it's a bit more complicated being a stepfather in these situations where girl children are concerned, it's touchy. Where boy children concerned, discipline might be an issue. It is way more complicated for a man to navigate, right? Yeah, we appreciate your efforts, Tonya.
Sophia. Which is funny because I know a woman who has the same name and is Safia. So, interesting.
Yeah, isn't it Leandre?
Leandre? Interesting.
We got to get some phonetic breakdowns with some of these names. But Clark is saying, and I think this is the first time I've seen you here. If not, I apologize. But welcome.
Good night.
Was just going to ask your thoughts on Nick Cannon. You got there first. Yes, we are going to do an episode on Nick Cannon.
While it's
yes,
finished.
We are.
While it's finished.
Yeah, we are going to do that episode. I have prepared it already. We are going to do it for all you people. Believe you me. Because that's yeah. But anyway, we talk about leverage. You got 4 children from 4 different people. You ain't got no leverage in a relationship.
Nope.
Yeah? No. Sending you something else, Neil.
Oh dear.
For you to rest on screen. I got this from my very, very, very good friend, a regular in the chat, a former contributor to the chat, to our discussion, a former guest, Dion. I got this from her. I'm sending it to you. You can put that on screen. And we're talking leverage. What are you prepared to do to get what you want in a relationship? Right?
Let me just put it up here.
And there's certain things, remember, men said they want peace and peace, which
Yeah,
is
man.
again an oversimplification of what men really want in relationships. But you can start there, right? We had a video clip, I think, last session where the lady said, a man will walk past you with all your earnings, your degrees, everything, and deal with the mugly girl at McDonald's or whatever she's
The
right?
girl.
Because a man wants you to be his peace, right? And that is so, so important. As men get older, right? The physical things, yeah, we still want them. We will still admire them. But we can kind of say, you know what? I see this word coming up, Omar, compromise. Compromise is going to be an issue. Yes, we can compromise on certain things if, again, we cost benefit calculators. If we can say, you know what? She ain't looking the hardest, but guess what? She's treating me like a king. I could work with it, right? She's a pretty girl. She's nice. She's pleasant. We could work with it, right? That is how men go and approach this thing, right? We on screen yet, Neil?
My computer doing something real weird tonight. I load the image, but it's not showing up. So you keep talking, I can get.
All right, no problem. Let me see if I can just read it for those until you get it on screen. It was a screenshot that she has sent, and it read, if it's so normal and well intended, why don't men tell other men to smile, right? You know, the guy's asking the ladies, you know, to smile.
Just smile a while.
Yeah. And apparently, it can be a little offensive to the ladies. Yeah. And that's cool. That's fine. But again, do you have the leverage to be, I don't know. I don't want to use that term, use the word unpleasant, because I might suggest that because you're not smiling, you're not pleasant, right? But there's a certain warmth that you get just a little smile here, a little smile there. I want to tell you what, with a smile plaster on your face, like it's a joker, you know what I mean? But still, a pleasant hello, or a soft, pleasant hello, and a little smile could work wonders.
Should be on
right?
screen then, all right?
Yes, that's it right there. Right. If it's so normal and well intended, why don't men tell other men to smile? And this is for the same reason that we said last week. I think it was Rian that said you want to have a conversation, a man-to-man conversation. This is for the same reason. I don't want to see the man smiling.
I don't want to see the man smiling at me.
I don't want to see the man smiling at me.
And that's
Straight.
the thing. The thing is, we are interested in women. Well, some men, most men, are interested in women. Therefore, we ain't trying to ask men to smile. No.
Yeah.
I see Derek 90% of the time when men say it, there's no valid reason for smiling. But you know what is funny though, Dion? Because women always used to ask me when they used to, like, so many of my friends, my male friends would tell me, oh, why Neil don't smile? Why Neil look like he vexed? Why does he look so aloof? Why he look so unmannerly? Right? I ain't want to talk to him. I don't want to approach him because he just look rude. I mean, all they doing is just. I just
normal face.
I just got my. I guess I got a resting bitch face. I
Yeah,
know, but
and as a guy that has a pretty serious demeanor a lot of times, and I'm always seen in some pretty serious things too. People have said that I look aloof and unapproachable. I have a very good friend, my boy Chris. Shout out Chris if he's watching. Chris will say, out of the two of us, that I am the more sociable of the two. Yes, still people think that I am the more unapproachable one because of my face.
Yep.
Right? And
trying to tell me we ugly, man, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. And that's fine. That's cool. I try to be pleasant more often than not. But ladies, the fellas just want you to be nice, to be cool. A fella one, I see Justin is making the point. Many times it's an icebreaker. Many women have told me that I look miserable. Yeah. You gotta give the let me not say you have to, because you don't have to. But ladies, understand, when a fella approaches you, when a guy decides he's going to muster up the courage to say hi, as the honest say, there's a lot that comes behind that. And let's see, like my guy Greg in the chat, who is super confident, right? When a guy musters up the courage to come and say hi, that takes that's a heavy toll on him, because that fear of rejection is so real. And if you think about it, you ladies suffer the same fear of rejection, which is what y'all don't approach. Y'all don't approach because you don't want to be rejected. Same for men. So it's kind of like, let me feel over here, we pass a little joke here, ask you to fix your face, flash a little smile. As Justin said, that is the icebreaker. Here's the challenge, though, ladies. You want these particular kind of men. Understand that these men are just as nervous, as anxious as you are, right? Please understand that. And it is not an attempt to be forward. It is not an attempt to be rude. It is just an attempt to, as Justin said, break the ice.
I got one for you though, Derek, though, coming out of your conversation as you're speaking to women. It's funny because I have found over the years from stories from men, you approach a woman, show them in my canyon and host Sean.
Yes, sir.
You approach a woman and you're met with not smiling, being rude, whatever, their defense mechanism. So my question to the ladies out there, what, when, where, how, all of the various questions you can form, when, where, how, if, should, and because, should a man approach you? How should he approach you? When should he approach you? Should he approach you? Is there a specific time and place? Because at the end of the day, Dion made the point about she is not smiling, so she's walking across the crowd. And I agree. I don't expect you to walk around with your teeth showing normally. Like, you're going about your business, right? The question I have for the women in the chat is, if you are you're going about your business, how, when, and where should a man approach you? Should he approach you? You understand me? Should a man only approach you in effect? Should a man only approach you when you're going about your day job? Should a man approach you when he sees you in the supermarket? So it's all a very interesting question. It has always been a very interesting question because I've seen men in vets, in shopping malls, all over the place get rejected. And it's always met with a woman again, putting up that defense wall, being quote unquote unmanly, for lack of a better term. So my question is to the women in the chat, when, where, and how would you like a man to approach you? Would you want a mutual person to hook you up? Or if a man see you every day walking past, going to get lunch or whatever, and the man really like the look of you, like how you carry yourself, like how you speak or whatever, the man one asks for the number. When, where, and how should he approach? Does he roll the dice and just hope that you're in a good mood that day? Like, I just trying to understand, because I find as though, and you made a mention to it about women feeling, I think women cannot handle rejection like men. Men it is understood men gotta get rejected because we are the men that going looking for the women. Women are more reserved in that process. So when they do and they get rejected, that can sting a bit more from my experience and from what women have told me. So I'm saying, if women are going to approach men, how, when, and where do you approach men? Is it that you don't care? Like, shoot, this man in the supermarket, I gotta tell this man hi. You understand me? And if so, is the man allowed to reject you? And how would you feel? I just want to hit home what Derek is saying here, because no, we're not asking you to smile about the place and got your teeth flapping and look like you putting happy drugs. You know what I'm saying? No. But at the end of the day, if a man approaches you in a polite manner, not my friend, I want to carry you home, and not like that. I'm talking about the men that come in and say, hi, good afternoon. I've seen you around a couple of times and I do think that you're attractive and I was wondering if I can get your number. How would you respond to that? Or if the man come and crack a little foolish joke and say, like a certain people, my Steve just be looking at your trolley. Yeah, he's supermarket, man say, oh, I got some lettuce and some croutons, man. I'm making a little Caesar tonight, or what? You know what I'm saying? That could be an in too. So no, I just wonder how, when, and where. How do you like to be approached? What would you like the person to say? Where would you like to be? What time? How, when, and where? No, I'm so serious.
Specific, Neil. And I'm confident that women don't have an answer to that particular question. What I will ask is, ladies, what are the signals that you put out to show your interest, right? So that we all clear. So that we may know. So I am really curious. What are your choosing signals, ladies? If you have choosing signals, just put them here in the chat.
The choosing signal could be a smile there. You know that too. Because if you're going to approach a woman, sorry. My supermarket just get at you. Jeez, all right. Don't ever let me see in the supermarket, girl. I hit it for your heart. You say you got some pets on this month.
Boy, San Crab in the house. Brian Lashley,
Brian Lashley,
one of my good buddies. Former QC head boy.
Brian was head boy.
Yeah, man, Brian was head boy. A couple years. He's like 2-3 years ahead of us.
Yeah. I know Brian, but I just well done, brother. Some 25 years
he's
ago.
Actually a good guy from school.
Yeah,
I like to. But yeah. So ladies, put your choosing signals in here so that we know exactly what it is we are looking at, how we can approach, when we should approach, should we approach at all, right? Because a man could avoid a lot of that trauma of approaching you to get the resting bitch face.
Yeah, distinct face.
Look, or who you feel talking to, kind of look, and all that, right? So let us know, ladies. But again, we're talking leverage. And what are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? Because at the end of the day, everybody wants that special somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants that special somebody that is going to be there at 2:37, not coming over to just, as they say, pump and dump you.
My name is Gosh, and I come to laugh.
Yeah, nobody don't want that. So everybody want to get to the end of life with somebody. So what are you prepared to do? Is it as simple as a smile that might be able to get you into the good graces or to put you on the radar of that man that you're looking at? I don't mean the man that you weren't checking. I mean the man that you are interested in, because there's a difference, right? There's a difference. As the girl say, there's a difference, right? Because I know if the guy that you checking walks up to you and says, "Oh, you can smile, I know you're gonna flash that smile for that guy, right? So don't let me front, ladies, right? So Leandre, I hope this is really the pronunciation. Is saying, be nice, make conversation, small talk, don't be too forward or stalkerish, have no expectations, keep it pleasant, keep it moving. But
that sounds like lobby. That sounds like I gotta study.
You know what I mean?
I gotta practice in the mirror.
Now I'll share a bit, right? I'll share a bit. For me, to this day, 41 years old, to this day, I'm still terrified of approaching women. I
don't approach women. I never did. Never have. Not me. Never did it.
To this day.
Not me.
You know what I mean? I am still terrified because you never know, right? You never know what you're going to get. It's like a lucky dip. You put it in your hand, Lord knows we're going to come up, right?
You might not even get body hand.
It's like going to the restaurant at a popular fast food restaurant here in Barbados, who shall remain nameless in case you want to offer us some sponsorship.
Oh my God!
When you hold up the lady in the bathroom, that too could be like dip. You never know where you can get in there. But ladies, you gotta simplify it. You don't have to. It's in your best interest to simplify it so that we may know how to mirror this thing, right? Vincent says, let me just make sure I haven't missed anything. Beyond says, let me go back a little further. Justin says, interestingly enough, during my time living in Montserrat, women were way more engaging. I had situations where I was sitting in a bar and a strange woman sent me a drink. Women stopping me to ask my opinion on random things. Then again, Montserrat has a population of 5,000 people, and women outnumber men by about 3 to 1.
So them is the thirsty ones.
I don't know if it's thirsty or the girls recognize, you know what? let me cash in here right now. Dion is saying, I don't have specific locations or places, but if you say hi, I'll respond. If you say good morning or whatever, I'll respond. If you say you're looking very lovely today, I'll say thank you. But that's the thing, Leon, that's you. That's you. This is not a one size fits all thing. This is not a cookie cutter situation. So you will respond like that, but there may be some girls who may think that the shit don't stink. And if you approach them with the very same things, those are not the responses a man will get, right? And that's the challenge that we have here, right? Vincent says, I'm open to meeting someone anywhere. Those specifics are irrelevant and will probably make for a cool story later, I assume. Just don't follow me if I say I'm not interested. There are so many reasons why I may not be willing to entertain you at that time. Respect the no. And that's cool.
That's fine.
Yeah? Just saying there are so many things men have to observe when approaching women. How a man approaches to a woman to dance, offering a woman a drink. In most cases, she has friends you have to navigate to. It ain't easy. Fast.
That's why I don't approach. I see some rejection out there. Not me. I hold a hard rejection earlier, and I was talking to that woman for a good few months.
Damn.
I am saying so.
Condolences, bro.
Yeah.
Rihanna says, I'll be honest, if I'm attracted to you, almost anything you say will get my number. There you go. Respectfully. If I'm not attracted to you, nothing you will say will work, but it doesn't mean my response to you will be rude. But that's the thing, that's you again. There's no guarantee that it won't be rude from jump.
It's true.
Right? And when we come back to Leandre's conversation, Leandre, please give me a phonetic breakdown as well. Be nice, make conversation, small talk. Don't be too forward or stalkerish, but have no expectations. Keep it pleasant and keep it moving. We can do that. Men can do that.
Approach with lowered expectations.
Lowered expectations. Vincent said, I don't believe in being rude to people. If you say good evening, I say good evening. You pay me a compliment, I say thank you. Stink looks are unnecessary. Like there is no need to drag a person because they appear to have an interest in you. You know what, Vincent? I'm going to pause right here. And I'm going to jump off and on a little bit of a tangent. Right?
Hey. It's time for church?
Yeah, it's time for church.
Pastor Marshall.
Give me some church music here, right?
Wait, let me look for some.
Give me some church music. So a little bit B3 Hammond organ, right? B3 Hammond organ. If you can find a little bit, give me a little bit.
B3 Hammond organ?
Yeah.
Okay, see it here.
Find a little bit there. Let me get some church music in this one. Because I can talk to you fellas. Fellas, I want you to know and to understand everything that I'm telling you all here. Do not, and again I say, do not slide in these ladies' DMs.
Don't do it. Does not do it.
Don't do it. Unless you know these ladies and you have a relationship already established with these ladies, do not slide in their DMs. Fellas, do not send these ladies a random photograph of your genitals.
Don't do that.
A random unrequested pic of your genitalia. Do not do it.
Doesn't do it.
Here's why, right? Today I got a group of screenshots. And one lady, well, not one lady, this guy, he slid in this lady's DMs. She responded. They had a little bit of an interaction. She said she was not interested. Yet she proceeded to ask the gentleman for a pic of himself.
Oh dear.
Right? And for me, that's fine. He sent the pic. Then she determined that she was not interested in whatever it is he was trying to peddle her way. Right? Here's the thing. And this is where he's wrong. 5 years later, my guy is still trying. my guy is still sending the, that hey, big head message that women would send men. He's still sending that message. Hey, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Right? After the lady said up front, she's not interested. I have a very good friend who would say, nobody is in these ladies' DMs, right? What I'm going to say here is going to be a little controversial.
I love it.
These ladies that you see screenshotting your messages and blasting them all over the www. www is standing for World Wide Web, which means that it's all over the world and other places. And it's a web, it's interconnected. So it's going all over the place and coming back to you, right? And people all over the world are laughing at you because this lady, because you slid in her DMs, has found it prudent, beneficial to her to put you on blast. If you don't know these ladies, stop out the DMs. And here's the real hurtful part, right? A lot of the ladies who do this, when you see what they look like, pretty privilege does not extend that far.
Oh dear.
So, you fellas, I understand. I know if you feel that you're a little disadvantaged in terms of what ladies looking for, you are going to figure, and this is the part that's going to get you ladies, you are going to figure you can shoot your shot at somebody that you think is on your level. These ladies don't think that you're on their level. They think that they're above you, whether life shows them that or not. So, do not go sliding in these DMs. And as Vincent said, respect the no. If they say no, it is no. Because they're going to take it, they're going to put you on blast, but them and all their friends to laugh at you.
Yeah, you ought to see.
Right? And here's the challenge. Them laughing at you, and this lady in particular, 5 years down the line, even though she said it was 6, 5 years down the line, and she's still in block that man. She still had not blocked my guy Akeem. Akeem is his name. She's still in blocky. You know why she didn't block that guy? I tell my guy Steve when we have these conversations, validation is a hell of a drug. So as much as she don't like Akeem, she willing to put Akeem on Front Street. She still does not want to shut off the communication totally. Why? Because guess what? Akeem is the only boy that come in and say, sweet girl, you look good today. Nobody else that she wants in doing that. Because if it was somebody that she wanted, she wasn't putting it on Front Street like that. So fellas, respect the no. When you get a no, respect it and keep it trucking. Work on yourself if you feel that you're a little behind the curve. Find a good barber, get a haircut, nice thing, shave up nice. Make sure you're smelling good, make sure you're looking good, get some money. If you gotta shoot, if you're working 8 hours a day, they got more hours a day, go and get another job. Get your money up, get yourself right, find a gym, work out. Build yourself up so that when you re-emerge as a swan, no longer an ugly duckling. Girlfriend, whom one friend of mine said that she looked like a pit bull. But that's another story for another time.
That was unnecessary. I mean, you never lie, but...
No, here's the thing. It might be unnecessary, Neil, but we have created a situation where women do these kinds of things. And they've done it for a while. We all know of people who get those kinds of messages to put them out on Front Street. Then they rally the troops. Everybody come and look at this, say, look at this man. And everybody have a good laugh. Ha ha, kiki. At that guy's expense. A guy who didn't have the opportunity to ask you to smile because he didn't see you in person. He's awkward, whatever. He didn't know how to approach. And this is what he thought. I'm going to hide behind my keyboard as a textrovert and they can send a message. And that's what the message was greeted with. You know what I mean? Yeah, my mom ain't gone too far. You can't really too far. 5 years is really too long for somebody that ain't look that hard. You know, and neither in face nor in appearance. But that's another story. Right? Take the L and keep it trucking. I think it's Leandre. Yes, Leandre said, keep it pleasant, keep it moving. That's what you said, yeah. Keep it pleasant, keep it moving. Do that. Because as Rihanna said, if she ain't feeling you, then nothing you say that can change her mind. Let me dive in the comments because I see Neil's face. So let me see what we got here. Deanna saying, I understand the fear, honestly, because all aren't going to react the same way. But certain basics to me need to be had, not aggressive, not rude. Okay, cool. I get it. Yeah. Having said that, Dion, you and I know people who you can approach them as pleasantly as you like, and the response will be unpredictable to say the least. Vincent says this is an interesting question though, because as a woman, I am of the opinion that if I approach a man, then I am trying to get attention from someone who doesn't want to give his attention to me. Because I have always understood that women are never to chase or pursue men. Vincent, let me kind of disabuse you of that, right? You need to put out your choosing signals. I had a friend of mine back in the day that she asked me, and this is way back in the day. I don't think I was married yet. So we talking, a long time ago.
Years and years.
Yeah. And she was lamenting the fact that, she couldn't seem to get anybody that would be interested or whatever. And I said to her, if you want somebody, the supermarket don't just tell you, well, yeah, they got food in here. When you go in, they display, they advertise it. So when you go, you can pick up the food and shake it, you can squeeze it, whatever. And you know what you're purchasing. A fella can't just assume that, this supermarket open for business and they got things in here for me. You have to let the fella know, I'm interested. The real challenge for you ladies is that it could be as arbitrary as from a smile to you literally pulling out a breast and showing this man. You know what I mean? There's no science to this thing. So you gotta work it out for you, right? So if you don't send up those signals, a man will never know. And if you like a guy like me, I'm pretty sure there are a couple of girlfriends I missed out on because it was just too shy to approach. You know what I mean?
Not only that too, but for me, for my one part, I could be very oblivious, particularly in the second of effect. I often don't necessarily see the signs or pay attention. Like, I remember one time a girl was just hovering around me and finding things to talk about. I was young, I was 19, 20, and I couldn't understand this woman what conversation to do. I mean, she was a good-looking woman or whatever. And then afterward, the man said, well, she's on the woman see you, I'm married, boy. You just ain't take on the woman. And they're like, take on the woman about what? So I don't know. Yeah,
it got to be more definite, man. You have to be more definitive about what it is you are trying to get and what you're trying to see, right? I'm telling you. Anyway, it's fine. I'll smile pretty much with everyone. We know that. So I can't say that's a hint. So you got to do something more because you just got that face. But I'm usually firm but nice with my letdown. If I'm not interested, I respond to most people who give me a compliment and say thank you, unless they're super disrespectful. If they're disrespectful, that is not a compliment. That is, a little bit of abuse, but that's another story. If I'm interested, though, because I don't try to roll out immediately. Beyonce says that conversation went on too long for her to claim she wasn't interested. If you aren't interested, stop talking. Point blank.
Double takes, boy.
Yeah. Rihanna says, neither you say, oops. Neither you say you don't approach, but I think women want more men like you to approach them. We women still like that interaction from a man, even though we don't mind approaching sometimes. The men that seem to be confident are the ones who are the popular ones.
But you see how my approach is. First things first, let me also say I don't have game. I do not have game. I just come with a quick joke, anecdote. I will come and say, you look kind of bored in here, and this fact. Or I will make a comment. You know what I mean? I will find it in. I ain't gonna just come and say.
Then again.
I literally don't have game. I ain't coming to say, my girl, did it hurt? What? Man, you
So,
fell from
yeah.
heaven and
Yeah.
I end up.
Damn me.
That me. I am funny. I know that I'm funny and I'm articulate and I'm intelligent. So I will lean on those things and see where you get. So
Justin says you have become fuel for an inflated ego. Exactly that.
facts
That
on
is
facts.
all you have become. Rian says, I was in the gym once and a big hardback man said he wants to show me something. He opens his phone and shows me oh, of course. Asks me if I like it and I can see it in person whenever I'm ready. Yeah, you should call the police for you, to be honest. There's another way to describe that. Justin says, women came years after and said that I clearly wasn't interested. That time you're trying to have convo and getting one word responses and no kind of engagement.
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't waste that. Exactly. There is absolutely no way to know for certain if you are making headway, if you aren't. One time I went out with a lady and it just seemed like if it was a horrible night.
Oh dear.
Everything that we tried to do or that I tried to, make the night nice. She didn't like this or she didn't like that, and I was like, okay, cool. And the night just seemed to like labor on a little bit. So after I dropped her off and everything, it was like, okay, cool. And that was that. They went my way. And then she sent me a message before I got home, right?
Mm-hmm.
To say that she was disappointed that I didn't stay a little longer because she was enjoying the night. And I was like,
listen to me.
I am so confused because you were saying that you didn't like these things, you didn't like the music, you didn't like the location of this, you didn't like the food. How are you telling me no that, you were expecting me to extend the night because you were having a good time?
You dodge a bullet, dog. You dodge a bullet.
I'm so confused.
You dodge a bullet. I've actually had a girlfriend, and the thing is, the first time we went on a date, we went out, and she was. I would try to engage her in conversation. Granted, it was in movies or whatever, but I tried to engage her in conversation. I would try to make jokes. I was getting very little to work with, and I was like, all right, well. And then, in the night, we got home or whatever. I asked her, how was the date? You didn't seem like you had fun. She said, oh, I had real fun. I said, but you ain't smile. You ain't seem like you were interested in me, the movie, and anything. She said, oh, I was a bit tired, but I really like you. And I really, she's not that kind of warm and fuzzy, bubbly kind of person. So I was like, all right.
And it's, as Justin is saying, the mixed messages are real. Right. And that's the challenge that we as men have. Right. So, again, ladies, what are you prepared to do or sacrifice to get what you want?
You know what I find triggering about? I think I've just figured out why that question is so triggering for a lot of women. What are you willing to do to get the man that you want? Because it almost as if you are saying women have to be something for men and men have to do nothing. And again, I told you this early in the week. I feel as though we've got kind of explain this every time, but I can stop because at the end of the day, we men has got to sacrifice a lot. We've got to go through a lot. We've got to do a lot to approach. We've got to
I'll tell you, right, Neil, it is now 9:10. So 2 hours ago, literally, as I was leaving the court, I had a conversation with my guy Mark, right?
Shout out Mark.
C. Yep. And we were making the point. We were both making the point. Men have value. Men have value. Let me say that again, right? I think I should. Let me write that in the chat as well. Men have value. So, for a long time, the perspective was, or the thinking was,
oh my God,
that
Justin, sorry, Derek, sorry.
Yeah,
Justin just wrote something.
That finds value in himself to decide not to entertain the faffery. Yes, let's call it. Everyone call it the faffery, but family friendly, right? Men have value, and for a long time we were told, men and women, that women are the price, and we were also fed the trope and the narrative, the belief that struggle love is a real thing, right? And that struggle love is something that we should kind of go through, and then it's me and you against the world. We come correct or we come out on top, right? The dignification of relationships. But here's the challenge. We heard in the clips at the top of the show. The ladies want, okay, we've got some particular job making a certain amount of money. You got the water guy, he's 6 foot, with muscles, running a 440, 440, yeah, 40 meter dash for 4 seconds and change, right? One lady said she wanted a guy that could be kind of like sort of a felon, but not, because she wanted that guy that got that protection. Then they said that the bad boys are able to put it down in bed as well too. So all of these are the things that men want, right? That's what women want from men, right? They want men who are educated. They want men who are porn stars. They want men who are a little bit of a gentleman, but not a gentleman so much. All of these things men bring to the table. And men have come to the point where they are now asking the question, okay, I am all these things, but what are you? And for so long, women were taught, and shoot, I heard even Steve Harvey, one of his shows, say, do you know what it is that you are sitting on? He said that to a group of women. And he said, essentially that can control and change the world. And that may be true. That may be true. Because Kwame made the point a couple of weeks ago that for years, for centuries, millennia, women have had the power to inspire men to do things, fight wars, all that thing. Most wars came over women. You know what I mean? Until, Hitler decided to change all that. Yeah, he owned designs, right? Mm-hmm. But he was a man of purpose, right? Commitment. John Wick.
Sheer will and focus.
Sheer will and focus. But men have come to the realization, I have to do all of this. I have to make myself a man. I have to become a man. And here's the thing, ladies, you are born with that intrinsic value. Because of, as Steve Harvey says, what you sit on. So immediately, right, you are born with that value. Men have to become valuable. Mm-hmm. So a man may have come to the point where they say, hey, I am valuable. I made myself valuable. What are you bringing to the table other than your parts? Right? God bless your heart and all your parts, but what are you bringing other than your parts? And a lot of times, women can't answer that question. Because check it, Neil. At 40 years old, you and I, most of the men here at 40, 41, at this stage of our lives, you'll be able to wash, cook, clean, starch, and air for yourself. What is a woman going to come and bring to your life right now? I asked my boy Chris this, and Chris is like, yeah. What is a woman going to bring to your current circumstances that you cannot not provide for yourself? Any of the men can answer that.
But hold on a minute, let me answer that, because I am really, really glad you brought this up, right? I thought about this recently, right? And I've had a conversation with a woman, oddly enough. And what is really the important thing? What do you want? What helps you, want to be in a relationship? And when you really dig down and you sift through the whole societal norms and expectations and desires and everything like that, you literally just want a person to come home to have you in a mental space of ease, a spiritual space of ease, a physical space of ease, When you go to work, you work hard, your partner works hard. You come home, you don't want to go fight them too. So, you made mention of women being depressed. I hate that. Or women are depressed because in my estimation, I feel like I'm a praise too. So I would say we both are praises and we both have to show what our value is to each other. But in the end, we we are looking for someone that we can essentially grow old and die with and have a good time. Like a nice, easy, fulfilling time. That's why when I hear things about money and the person gotta be this and the person gotta look like that, and it disappoints me because when you get to old age, all the money in the world, all of the houses and assets, all of the how the man is supposed to do this and your breasts are that or whatever, all that don't matter. Sex doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It does not matter. So we fussing up and fighting and the man gotta make this and the man gotta provide that and the man gotta look like this and the woman gotta do this and I don't want you to do that and we all wrapped up in all of this, right? And we are alienating ourselves and making it hard for ourselves to have partners or have the opportunity with partners because we have our expectations. In the end, we literally want to be we want to be on some bench somewhere as two old people. Ain't got the two, between two, we ain't got 40. We gotta use a lot of Bengay and Benjis,
Jeez, man.
Metamucil, what do you call it? Muesli. And we want to be able to hug and kiss one another and still want to see them when the morning come and be worried if we're gonna wake up the next morning to see them. You understand? That's what we want. But we get caught up, we bogged down in this BS. And I feel like, yes, these things are important to you. No, money, looks, willingness, desire, open-mindedness, all these are important. No, right? But you should always, always, always look at the person and let that be your primary source of deciding if to move forward or not. Because in the end, as they say, when you get 70, 65, 80, whatever age you are, all the money or money not don't matter. All the penis pics and all of how you could throw it and pelt it does not matter. All of the whole, hot girl, hot body girl summer or whatever you say, does not matter. So we have to stop with this whole we got we got oddly enough wake up and realize that societal norms are unrealistic. It is a goalpost that will continue to move because you can make $1 billion and society says that are successful, you're to have a wife, you're to have children, you're to have property, and we are seeing billionaires, the richest men in the world, are being divorced. You cannot win in a game where the objective is constantly changing. You can't. Who makes societal rules? Is there a physical person you can point to and say, he wants me or she wants me to make this amount of money, I have this amount of properties, I have this amount of children, I have this amount of marriage and all this here. There's no physical embodiment of society. Society is society. We are society. And we gotta realize that, a lot of us can die alone. As my man Derek would tell with Keisha, all alone by your hit me with it, man.
They got you covered, dog.
You understand? And a lot of us can just be miserable. And why are we miserable? We are making ourselves miserable. Because a man don't make $5,000 a month, because a man is not 6'5", because a man is not this, that, next, the third, because a woman is not this and she's not that. We kind of holding on to something. It should always come down to peace and peace for both men and women. It should come down to both. You just want somebody to reassure you, to make you feel special, to make you feel like, shoot, it really ain't that bad out there, or it is really bad out there, and here's a safe space. But what we doing? You understand? We got laundry lists, and we got expectations and desires. So, for me, I have literally come to an epiphany and a realization that I literally just want somebody to, to make me forget what's going on out there in the world. You understand? A safe space. That's all I want.
Neil, somebody just sent me a message and they said that what I sent to you is reminding them of this. So I won't put the person on blast. The person is actually in the chat. They sent this to me, said that you are reminding them of that pic. You could put that on screen for me. That'd be fantastic.
This is gonna trigger me. This is a trigger thing.
Nah. It might trigger the people in the chat, but it's not gonna trigger you. It's a bit a dose of reality.
All right, just let me cue it up here.
So yeah, Paul, what are you willing to do? What are you looking for? Or what are you prepared to do to get it? That's a real question. Yeah, be on screen?
I don't understand. Give me a minute. I just gotta figure out something. Ah, okay, here we are. I really gotta deal with my computer after this, but let's get it. We are on screen now.
Okay, and I am not, so I got a little bit of a hiccup. So you could probably read it, Neil, if you...
Right. Y'all bitch, forgive the term, cursing. Y'all bitches gonna love being single until you're in your 80s, no kids, and all your family dead. Keep playing. You so right. You so right. And you know what? I figured you were like that one. And I can even add to that, right? Because, and this goes for men too. And this goes for men too, right? Because right now, yes, we men do have a longer shelf life in terms of attracting women and playing the field and doing all sorts of things. But when you get, as this meme says, 70, 80, right? 65, shoot, in your 60s, and you realize that you ain't got the energy to get out there fooping about, and you know, you ain't got the energy to go out there paying out young girls and doing all sorts of ignorance and foolishness. When you really just want somebody, you want downfall. You just want somebody to, you know, help create that safe space. Yeah? And you might got children, but the children gone though. You was 80, so children got them own family. Let me check in you. Then literally will come and check in, make sure you ain't dead or whatever. Make sure that, you know, the light and electricity, the light and the water on, utilities working, and that you're at ease and you're comfortable in your final years. But generally speaking, you're not their focus. They're not dependent on you, nor emotionally, physically, anything. You are by yourself. And yes, we could talk about dogs and cats. But let me be honest, right? A dog and a cat can only be and do so much. Because you're going to reminisce. And you're going to reminisce about the good times and the ones that you could have almost have. So, as my man said, keep playing. Keep it up. Keep it up. Hold out for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. Miss Right, sorry. Hold out. Hold out. Let a man being 6'2" make you a fool. Let a man making $5,000 a month when a man making $3,000 a month make you idiot. Let a man having 7 inches of penis when he only got 6. Let that make you idiot. Right? And see how cute it can be as you get older. And shoot, I even again as 80. For every 10 years in your life, your priorities and your realizations and your reality will change. Most of us in here are in mid-30s to 40s. In the next 10 years, we're going to be 40s, going on 50s. You think I still want to be running about in these streets, talking about I single and looking for a woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, you think at 60, 70, I can talk about again and play the field again and put myself in the dating pool? I don't want to know about no pool, big pool. So it's wrong. So keep playing, keep it up. Keep these online persona of being a bad bitch diva and you got it like this and you're a queen. Keep that up. Man, keep it up that you don't care and you know you could got a beer belly and you could, you know, again have sex with multiple women and don't care. You just about the sex and everything. Keep playing. Keep playing. I heard a quote today on a YouTube video, right? And it says a man was 105 years old and he was interviewed. And they asked the man, what is your name of regret that you have? The man said, I regretted not getting into polo. And the man said, polo? You live your whole life 105 and your regret is polo? You didn't get into polo? The man said, yeah, because if I didn't know I can live this long, I would have taken better care of myself, having done sports. You see, the boy don't plan to live till 80, you know. The boy don't plan to live that long until I planned to live for as long as I could get it. I plan to do what I need to do for myself to make sure I am good, my son is good, and any potential partner comes into my life is good. Yeah? I got flaws. But you ain't see me on this internet talking about how one shoot, is the price. Then a man like me, I know it already. I ain't need to put it out there. But the point is that we need to stop playing tough. We need to stop with the bravado and all this pride and ego.
The false bravado.
The false bravado, correct. Thank you, Derek.
Because to kind of piggyback from Daniel, a lot of us, we are, well, you can say us, but you know, I mean, some women, you see them on Facebook, oh, you don't need this, we don't need that. I good with myself, I good with this, I good with that. And then I am on a date in salon. I've given up on relationships. I don't know. I'm ready to shut down my dating profile, beginning to believe that there's nobody up there for me. These are the same women posting these two diametrically opposed views. I mean, nah, that ain't making any sense to me. How on the one hand you don't want a man? Men in the good, men is this, men is the next and the third. But then on the other hand, he's like, oh Lord, with all the good men gone, I can't find a man. Well, but he ain't talking me so long.
Because you on Facebook and you on social media bashing men, or you don't need a man, or you don't have any desire. You got up your game and you want a man on your level. So me know who is a good man and look at that and say, not me.
Straight. And guess what? If it might be a nice guy who might be, he may not be as confident or whatever. He may be a little awkward. He say, you know what? But I see you put some man on front street. So I ain't sliding in your DMs for you to make me shame.
Not Neil
I
Hoyt.
can just hold it down.
Not Neil Hoyt.
Right?
Not
Because
Neil Hoyt.
it's one thing for me to say, I like you from afar and I rest or I see you out and they ask you a question and you turn me down in public or whatever. It's an entirely different thing for me to slide in your DMs and then it end up on Facebook or Instagram for you and all you people to laugh at.
Anything
You
you
know
see.
what I mean?
Anything
And
you
then
see.
I shame.
Nope. That ain't worry me. You will never, anytime you see Neil Hoyt in somebody DMs talking about, I see you from afar, and they like, that is Photoshop here. Photoshop, or there's another dog named Bob, because that ain't me.
I got the connectivity issues going on here, Neil.
This
for
is,
some reason my Facebook is not loading up.
I ain't sure what's going on there. Is the stream up and everything working? Let me make sure we still get
So
some.
I can try again.
Yeah, we
Let me
getting
just
some
shut that
volume.
down.
Yeah,
Try
we
again.
getting some volume. Everything good on my end, so it may just be on
Yeah,
your
something
side.
going on with my stuff.
Yeah, we got some gremlins. The gremlins and we stream tonight. But no worry, we here. And we appreciate people for sticking it out and still being here and everything.
Yeah, for sure. As always, give us a follow, give us a like. The Senate Podcast 246 on IG, the Senate Podcast here on Facebook and YouTube. Send in your email submissions to senateinsession@gmail.com. So, again, I've been asking the question the entire night. What are you prepared to do? You can go ahead in the comments because I don't have them right now, right?
All right, no problem. Let me pull up.
Yeah, so what are you prepared to do?
I don't even know. You remember where you start?
I cannot recall. Steve was share. I saw a story there. Steve wanted to share about a lady that he saw. He would see her.
Okay. Justin is right about the mixed messages,
Right.
and you're right about the validation. I see a particular lady every morning, and just being sociable, mannerly, I say hello and keep moving. Most days she doesn't answer or does the look off. So I made up in my mind to ignore her when I see her. No, I saw her in another setting and she recognizes me. But I have made up in my mind to ignore out of habit history. Steve goes on to say, so back to the morning setting, she approaches me and tells me I look familiar. And aims to strike up conversation. Confusing to say the least.
Not confusing. She was well aware who you were.
Yeah.
She's just playing a part.
Yeah, Justin responding to Steve, it's funnier when they see you in your element and they can't reconcile who they thought you may have been with who you now appear to be. I can like that. Winsome is responding to Steve, did she actually recognize you as the guy from the morning greetings? Because sometimes the face looks like 10 people all at once. And know that I love Winsome, Winsome just tried to make it all, I won't say play devil's advocate, but she trying to find just cause. Anyhow, because sometimes the face looks like 10 people all at once. And know that I know that she has acknowledged you. Are you willing to have any kind of conversation with her? Because it doesn't sound like anything started, not even a connection. Oh Lord. Justin responds, Steve, I don't need her to cook. I enjoy cooking. I have lived alone for much of my adult life. So basically would say that you would want someone who, let me put my glasses. See, again, all right. Someone who you can be silly with, someone who you can bounce ideas off of, vent to, and basically enjoy life with. Justin responding to Winsome, yes, if he believes that this is the only way he can prove himself, well, prove in air quotes, then he is more than likely insecure. Can't carry on a conversation past a sexual one. It surprises me how many women are baffled when you don't throw sexual talk at them. Oh, Bumbleclaw. Rihanna is saying, like Crossy said, who is going to wipe your ass when you get old? I'm going to read that again because Cross did say that. Good night to Cross. Thank you for joining, knowing your very unique situation. Who is going to wipe your ass when you get old? My mother used to tell me, right, before I had a son, before I had children, you better try to get children because when you get old, you ain't married, you ain't got the body. You better hope the children can look for you, at least they get a fighting chance. You know what I'm saying? So I can read that one more time. Who is going to wipe your ass when you get old? Sickness comes to us all. We all will wrinkle. You want friend first. Being dangerous here, it is naked, but Neil, only Tuesday you said you can't manage a lady of a certain size. Meaning what? Meaning that because I said I don't understand the context. Anyhow, safe space is a key term, says Kenyon. Agreed. We want to be in a bubble. Same, Neil, says Tanya. Justin also said the thing about the bubble. Tanya is responding to Nika. I really miss things. Girl. Tanisha says space is everything. Nutmeg going to be Delroy Jenkins in the Dakar Noir, black and beard, and leveraging pension for pleasure. Right, Justin? Facts on facts. Tanisha. Tanya's responding to. Tanya's replying to Tanisha, everything in terms of safe space. Rihanna is saying blacks, I don't know what that is to. Kenyon, tis true, retired my bravado, correct. Justin, he's saying, then they see their friends happily shot up. Tanya, I agree. Derek, it confuses me. 1 minute you're the girl, and next minute you're crying in your coffee about being single. Just be quiet and deal with life quietly. I can like that too. Winsome, this is why I stopped. This Tanya.
Oh, okay.
Right, I like that. Winsome, this is why I stopped supporting the single ladies club that dragged me. Waste of time.
Amen. Amen.
Don't got that time for them.
Amen.
I'll call them out.
Amen.
Call them up. Last misogynistically.
Yeah. I mean, I really need to touch on that. I really do. Because
I got to play some church music.
Yeah, play church music. Don't mind I take off this store, right? But play church music.
All right, hold on. Let me get there.
Because, I feel as if it's a case where you arrive to class late by yourself is one thing. When you arrive to class late with a group of people, it's a totally different thing. You feel a little bit more comfortable in your lateness. because you got company. And you know what the expression says, misery loves company, right? And my comments definitely you can't see chat room, but anyway, right? I'll say this because we talk about toxic masculinity all the time, right? We talk about toxic masculinity all the time. We defined toxicity a couple of weeks ago as poisonous, infectious, in a pervasive and insidious way, right? And in pervasive in an insidious way, right? I put forward, I posit, submit to the Senate here tonight. Now, while men's masculinity at times can be toxic, right? Sorry, let me deal with the word insidious for those of you who are uncertain. Proceeding in a gradual, subtle way, but with harmful effects. A gradual, subtle way, but with harmful effects. Okay? I would like to submit to the cabinet here tonight, to the Senate here tonight, that whilst some men's masculinity can in fact be toxic, it is not as pervasive as we would like to think it is. It is not as pervasive as it is advertised, as it is displayed within the mainstream media, as we would like to think. Right, there are good guys out there doing their thing. But the term women shouters, right, is brought to me by our very good friend of the Senate, the show, Dion. She gave me the term yesterday, it's the women shouters. I would like to submit here to the Senate that the women shouters are more toxic than any masculinity you can. I say that because these women have no qualms about suggesting that men are the scum of the earth and the bane of everybody's existence. And whilst they're doing that, they rally their troops and circle the wagons. And everybody comes out on this witch hunt to say, this man do this, he is this is toxic, this is toxic. Here's the thing, these women shouters a lot of times have girl children. They have daughters. So now they are not only spreading their venom and vitriol to those on their social media platforms, but they are also spreading their vitriol within their households and sending it out to the world. Ladies and gentlemen here in the Senate tonight, I advise you, I caution you, I implore you, I beseech you, when you see these toxic females, right? Please don't mix them.
Have nothing for them.
Yeah.
Actually call them out. Made them feel bad. How illogical that behavior is.
You know, I would like to ask you to call them out, but in your defense, and I had this epiphany yesterday or today or whenever it was. I understand why you are not calling, because you are now in the position. Those of you women, this is who do not agree with the women shouters as Dion call. I understand why you don't call them, because you are now in the position that men found themselves in when they try to defend themselves. Because women would say one thing men will say, well, that is not true. And women will disagree and then begin pull up all the shaming language they can find. They can insult you, label you as misogynistic, toxic, sexist, part of the patriarchy, all these things. You women now, who have come to the defense of men, you are now being labeled as pick-me.
Pick-me's.
Right? And all other kinds of associated things. And I feel that that's appropriate. Let her run, Dale.
What's that?
The Imperial March going on.
Oh, that's my phone ringing.
Yeah, let it run. I think that's important.
I don't even think they can hear that. I wonder if they could. Somebody was calling me just now. Let me just send a message. Sorry.
Yeah.
You want me to download the Imperial Mark? Oh, I can do that. You know that's my ringtone for life.
So I understand, ladies, why you will not push back, because it's difficult to feel as if you are, out there trying to be the person to come to the defense of men. We sat here in this show last week before, I think it was before, and we watched one woman on a panel of 5 women try to say, hey, laughing at a man having his membrane chopped off and put in the garbage disposal is not necessarily something that we should be doing. And the other 4 women at that table shouted that woman down. Hey, it's a man, it was fun. Throw his genitals in the garbage disposal. We can laugh at that on mainstream media that I was showing on TV. We had no problem watching it. We had no problem kiki and right. We were cool. So ladies, I get why you don't want to push back, because you are not circling the wagons like those ladies. But again, I implore you, I beseech you, I beg you, have nothing to do.
Nothing
to do with those women. Because guess what? While men are not commenting, they are certainly watching. Yeah? And
good men.
Good men. Your future husband, your future partner is watching. And when you decide that you are going to mix up and partake of the fodder that these women are providing, trust and believe, we all know that there's a contaminated environment. We know that. And when you go and put yourself in that contaminated environment, you run the risk, because it is toxic, of becoming contaminated yourself.
Oh, shoot.
Have nothing, ladies, to do with those women. Because when you mix up, you can get paint with the same brush, and your potential partner will say, you know what? I ain't dealing with that, because so straight.
Fast.
Here ending dear sermon, tonight's sermon.
All right, we had a cute little church there. We want to thank Father Marshall for the very pointed and deliberate words. So first things first, let me say, Vincent, yes, Imperial March is action. That has been my ringtone for the last God knows how long, and it will be my ringtone until cell phones go away. Nika did ask me about the big woman in reference to me saying about start your expectations. But you see, Nika, well, I may not want a certain size woman, because I never said I don't want a big woman. I said a certain size woman. I'm not gonna let that make me an idiot. Because I ain't got no requirement on money, I ain't got no requirement on education. I don't care how much you make, right? I just need you to be articulate, intelligent, to have a nice conversation, not to be rude and marly and angry at the world, and be open-minded. That's all I want. To me, I think there are a lot of women walking around here that have those qualities and are not, by my definition, obese. So, anyhow, so we had the reading from Pastor Marshall in Misogyny chapter 8, Patriarchy -4. But yeah, it is legit. Legitimately, we need to understand a few things here. You see, I know everything coming at y'all in episodes and everything is coming to you in topics, but there's a holistic view we're trying to get to here. Yeah. First and foremost, man, do better. Do better. Be better. There's nothing wrong in taking care of yourself. There's nothing wrong in body, mind, and spirit being healthy and happy. There's nothing wrong in seeking validation and purpose in yourself and being the best version of you for you. Women, same thing applies. Coming out of that, we know, what do we know? We know that there's a disconnect between men and women. Women are better at men, and men ain't got a time of day to deal with certain women. And just either want to lash and dash or the down with that, right? So let us understand why and where this disconnect comes from, because we are not being the best versions of ourselves. All the men that ain't shit, all the men that women want to paint with the same brush and everything, that all of the trauma that they have had, one, they're not healing, and two, those men are not the best versions of themselves. Shoot, they may never be the best versions of themselves, but you know what? Let them out there. But don't let me and Derek and some of the other men in here and about the world, about Barbados, get painted with that same brush when they're just trying to tell you, hello, I am interested. Don't try to hold them to a standard, are you baby father, that is shit. You understand me? Like, be what you want. Men and women, be what you want to attract. Because that is what a relationship is. A relationship, especially a long-term committed relationship, a loving relationship, is a reflection of energies, an amplification of energies. So if you got some work to do and you don't want to be self-aware, hold yourself accountable and want to go down this big bravado thing, when you put that out, you'll get that back. If you work on yourself, body, mind, and spirit, you put out there, you can get that back. Same goes for me. So we are fooling ourselves, and we playing a game here. So like if we got 1,000 years left on the clock, yeah. You want to jump in there with something?
Yeah, I was just looking at. I'm back on. I finally gotten things sorted. Mm-hmm. So Toya is saying to her own comment, she's making a response where she says that the reflection is in public in front of everyone as well. What is wrong with me, etc.? Where are the good men? Search yourself and handle your business quietly and stop lashing out in public with the boss. Yeah. And Dion says that's not self-reflection, that is looking for validation, that nothing is wrong with you.
Bumbleclad.
I said it to Dion today. Dion and I talk often, right? I'm going to put that out there. Try to put you on Front Street, Dion. But Dion and I talk often, right? She's my good friend long time. So
long time.
Long time. And we talk often. And only today, I told her, accountability is like kryptonite for women, right? And I think I went on to say, to be fair to both men and women, it takes a lot to look at yourself and say, you know what? Yeah, they say that was my bad. Mm-hmm. And I think part of the issue is, wouldn't you be getting up there in time, boy?
Yeah, boy.
I think part of the real issue is we don't want to do that reflection and say, this was my bad. I messed this up. Mm-mm. And even if you don't want to say that, I messed up. How about saying, you know what? I got sold a bill of goods. I was told some lies. I cannot have it all. I can't. And ironically, I literally was trying to check a message just now, ended up on Instagram, and saw somebody posting a picture, and the caption said, you can have it all. And I wanted to respond and say, no, you can't.
You really cannot.
we doing a show, so I didn't have no time to go into that back and forth. But the message said, I can have it all. No, you can't. You have to make a decision about what it is you want. You have to be intentional about what it is you want and go that road. You know what I mean? I was telling Dion today, if it is a case of, well, yeah, because we've been sold this thing, ladies, you can focus on your career all through your 20s and all that there, and then when you get to 35, you can shoot a buzzer beater and you can get a husband, house, white picket fence, 2.5 kids with a dog. And life is showing you, yeah, you might get the house or an apartment. You would get a dog for sure, couple of cats. But, you know, outside of that, you just... so you're trying to work it out now, and you're trying to figure out why is it that I didn't get what it is I was looking for.
As if you were entitled or owed it.
You know what I mean? Here's the reality. If a man got to choose between a 35-year-old woman and a 25-year-old woman, a 35-year-old woman with a child and a 25-year-old woman with no child, guess who he picking? Guess who he picking? I'll give you a moment. You know what I mean? So, because now you don't have the leverage that you want to have when you were 25. And again, let me say this, just for clarity, your degree doesn't matter. How much money you make doesn't matter. Yeah, your lived experiences don't matter. So because you were dealing with the divine man before, and you got a child for the divine man, and now all of a sudden you decide, hey, I'm done with our divine man life. I older now, I'm making more money. I like nicer things, and like, no, I want a CEO.
And nothing less.
And nothing less. I want a CFO. No, it does not work like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I ain't saying that a CFO or a CEO ain't coming over, you know, lash and dash and roll, pump and dump and roll.
You're my butt.
Fold you up like laundry and roll. He will do that. Mm-hmm. But are you going to get him to marry? What are you bringing that, you know? Because here's the thing. At 35, you got different responsibilities than at 25. You got different bills at 35 than you had at 25. You know what I mean? I ain't saying that you can't get what you want, but what are you prepared to sacrifice? What are you willing to do to get what you want? And it's all right to got your job and everything, and you got your little apartment. Sorry. Let me take out that adjective little because I'm gonna be a little disparaging. You have your apartment, you got your your condo, your what do they call them now?
Townhouses, yeah.
A bungalow, as the old people say. You got all that stuff, and it's you in there, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. It's just you.
You got office and a den.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And you there just hoping for somebody to take you on. But you vex with the world. And that's the next thing. It didn't work out. Okay. You made some mistakes. You pick up with the struggling artists that do a gig here and there. You got baby free. You keep it because it was like, shoot, like, oh, I gotta keep this. Maybe just keep it trucking. But no, at this juncture, what are you prepared to do to get the man that you want? I ain't saying that you can't get it. Shoot, Ciara had 3 children. She picked up Russell Wilson. I know the women love to hold on to that, right?
But they don't realize they are not Ciara.
Ciara is 1, smoking hot. And 2, she was already in that circle. She was already a star. So she had access. Do you have access?
Shoot, and we don't even know what Sierra would have done to
what compromises she had to make.
Because I think Russell Wilson is a Christian, and I think even their courtship and everything that went along a certain line and everything like that. So she may have had to do a lot of I see Rihanna saying it, self-reflection and kind of understand that this man here on paper little part. Why not change parts of myself to attract this man, to have this man, you know, hook, line and sinker.
Yeah. So what you planning to do? Yeah, that's it. We approaching the 10 o'clock hour here. I think we time we wrap. But that's the question I really want to ask. Ladies, what are you prepared to do? Because men, we know we got to get the money up. We know we got to look a certain way. Round is not a shape for us. We know that. Right? We know that if we're in a certain tax bracket, we can't hold out certain women. We know if we come in and we got 3-4 children from four different women, we out. We know that. But ladies, what are you prepared to do?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you retire, you're going to get through retirement to the end of your life. You're going to get, and as somebody said, who will win your backside for you, right? So what are you prepared to do before you start to hear the African men coming through? Yeah? What are you prepared to do to get where you want before you get to the end of life? You know? So that you're not, you know.
Fast.
So yeah, guys. Tonight has been the Senate Podcast.
That's right.
Give us a follow, the Senate Podcast here on Facebook, on YouTube. The Senate Podcast 246 on IG. I haven't posted anything in a little while. I think we could kind of get her.
On IG?
Yeah, on IG.
Okay.
SenateInSession@gmail.com. Hopefully we'll be able to have a live Senate on Saturday. We missed out last week. I was really disappointed. Hopefully we'll be able to have one this week coming. And everything will be good. For that. Guys, bring your friends, invite them, spread the word, let them come. Those of you who know Ramel Miller, tell them that we're looking for him. We want to have a discussion. We really want to discuss that post because I find it particularly titillating, to say the least. So, guys, it's been awesome. It's been great. I don't make the rules. I just make sure you know what they are. Be the best version of you for you, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Peace and love, and be safe, everybody.
You see. Hey, girl. So come wind back for me. I wanna see if we got good chemistry. And come wind up for me. Don't